I'm very surprised that there is no bushing on this side. I think they may have got this slightly wrong, because clearly this bushing is supposed to go in there, and it's not going to go. Maybe it is going to go on there. This just doesn't seem likely. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be on the inside. Yes. So we've definitely got there an assembly that isn't right, but okay, we'll cope with that. So the line of parts there, just isn't right. This shaft, drive shaft, has to go from the inside of the housing. Then we're going all those, that other bushing. There's going to be one of these on either side. So again, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of grease around that, or in a minute I am. Okay, let's get these bolts in. Hold the casing together. Maybe they're not seeing that as an exploded view so much as just a list of parts. Don't know. Could be clearer. Could be clearer. I mean, for the sake of a couple more sheets of paper, why are we not seeing better instructions? If you know your way around a car and its gearboxes, you're going to be okay. But if there's somebody new getting this that hasn't built any kind of RC car before, let alone a crawler with their weird locked diffs or faux diffs, they're going to struggle with some of these instructions, and I think the industry as a whole needs to wake up to that, because you're going to have a lot of people that wanted to enter the hobby and got scared off by some tricky instructions. I'm going to put my other glove on because holding this gear is hurting. Call me a wimp if you want, but I don't like holding on to sharp, spiky things. Now, I understand some people liking ready to run. I mean, I don't think anyone hates them, but I can understand why they're so popular. But if you want to really know your vehicle, whether it's a drift car, or a rally car, or a monster truck, or a crawler, or whatever it is, you're only really going to know it if you've built it. So I think that kits are absolutely the best way for the hobby. Right, motor plate is behind this. That's going into that hole on the motor plate. Interestingly, this doesn't say use thread lock on here. Don't know why. Don't know why, but don't agree with it. So I can only think that they don't need to put thread lock through the gearbox. But if you just put a little drop on from the back, because yeah, you don't want thread lock getting into your gearbox particularly, but you also don't want a screw backing out into the gearbox. That would be horrible, catastrophic. So I'll go for a little bit of thread lock there. I'm just working it backwards and forwards a couple of times so it gets in the threads as I've done it from the back. And that should be enough. Just take the excess off there. It's funny that there is no mention of grease in this gearbox. Let's have a look if it's on the next page, but it doesn't look like it. Not a single mention of grease in the gearbox. Weird. Well, you know what? I'm not going with that. I'm going to put some grease in the gearbox, even if it's not going to be a lot. There is going to be some. Longer one is going here. Now it's saying thread lock, but again, I'm going to just put it through the back. It's amazing with thread lock how tiny an amount there must be that's actually on the thread with machined screws. There's not exactly a lot of space, is there? Right, tab that off again. We don't need a big bubble of thread lock there. That's in the thread does the job. You know what, I'm not happy about that screw that I put inside the gearbox, because I've now found that there are two different sizes there and I've got leftovers. I'm going to have another look in the instructions to see if I can see where they're going. 16. Right, so those are those two, so it must be the right one. Yes, I can see there that it is protruding. Okay, so we're safe. I don't need to undo it again. That's good. Now the slipper clutch. Now these are going to be metal on metal gears, so I do want some grease in here. Oh, this is going to be noisy. Really rather noisy. So let's make sure we've got a decent amount. Because nobody wants a noisy crawler. Not really. Get out in the countryside and disturb everyone's peace? No. So that's the little reverse drive to reduce that torque twist. Yeah, you still probably get a bit on any crawler, on any vehicle, from your power source, your motor or your engine. It's always going to give you a little bit of torque twist. But we don't need loads and loads. So opposite drive to front and rear will help that. So here's the Blue Fusion Pro. That's what we're going for. Bit of thread lock in here for the pinion. Don't know how many tooth this pinion is. 17. So we'll see how it runs. I would think with a Fusion Pro you could probably get away with a larger pinion gear. But we will try it. Serious screw heads on that, which is good. Lets you tighten up your motor into position. Quite nice to see, really. But what I would have liked to have seen is a slightly bigger head on there. I mean, a beefy hex, but a bit more flat to grip onto the motor plate. There's really not a lot there overlapping. Right, first thing, let's get the depth. Let's get the depth of the pinion gear right. If you don't get that properly lined up, you're going to get a whole world of pain at some point as it strips through your spur or your spur strips through your pinion. Right, now I'll get these in place, slide it along. You want to be able to just feel movement between the two gears. If you can just feel movement, it's tight enough. If you can't, then you've tightened it too much. And if it's clickety clicking, then it's too sloppy. Then you're going to get loads of wear, and that's when you'll slip and strip your gears. That feels quite nice. Right, make sure that's tight. Once you've decided, it's got the thread lock on anyway. Double check my pinion. That's fine. And we've got a whole stack of washers have come out here. And I have no idea what for. Again, bit of weakness in the instructions. Just leaves you feeling like you've missed something. Somewhat annoying. Screw that onto the chassis, and that's day one of the build.